Hi guys, welcome to the Redoy 1992 Chevy S10. This is a short video of me pulling apart some of the parts, getting ready to pull the motor out. It wasn't too difficult. Um, this is just the beginning stages, and hopefully I'll get this done and not too short of time, but we'll see how these projects go. They take a little bit of time. Right here you can see just taking out the front grille. By no means a mechanic, so I just tinker a little bit with cars. Not too much, haven't done it in a while. A few years ago I had, my last vehicle I messed with was a 72 Toyota Celica. I used to be a pretty big Celica fan. I had 5 of them in my youth, and 2 of them had 18 RGU motors in them, if anybody knows what those are. And so this is just a little short video of me just tearing a lot of the parts off the engine before I pulled it out. Down here reaching for the radiator valve just to drain the radiator fluid. The radiator was a little rusty, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace it. My intentions right now are basically pull the motor, clean it up, and really put it back together pretty much stock. I don't have any intentions on doing anything fancy, any high performance or anything like that. So that's pretty much it. I guess the main reason why I'm actually doing this is the car's been sitting for about 5 years, and I got it back from my son, and my dad was actually the original owner, so I picked it up, and he doesn't know that I have it, so I thought I'd go ahead and clean it all up for him, and not necessarily present it to him, but show him what I've done to it. So that'll be a good challenge for me. Pulling off the upper and lower radiator hoses here. And now I'm just going to pull the fan shroud off. As I was mentioning, there are a couple reasons why I'm doing this. One is the transmission drive shaft the drive shaft has fallen off, and that's the reason why my son had parked it, and I got a new drive shaft put onto it. Went down, picked it up, and actually drove it home, which would be the first time it's driven in 5 years. Actually drove it home from the shop, and it was quite noisy. Just when the clutch is released, it was kind of noisy. And then after looking around down there, I actually noticed the transmission was cracked, and the bell housing part of it. And I figured, you know what? I took it in to try and get it smogged twice. Didn't pass. Granted, it sat for 5 years. That's probably one of the reasons, but nevertheless, I thought it would be a great opportunity just to go ahead, you know what, tear it apart now, and move forward. There was a kind of a big jump there between, I don't know if I didn't shoot some video clips or what, but anyways, one thing you might have noticed, I was actually pretty diligent. I bag and tagged everything that I took off, just to make sure that I remember what everything was. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. That's all the blue tape there. They're all labeled. Hopefully they'll stay that way when I get back to them. They're just pulling the spark plug wires. The spark plug wires were on there pretty good, actually. I had actually replaced the spark plugs and the wires and the cap and rotor before I took it in to get it smogged. The first time it failed, and then I did that, and it actually went up 70 points, but it was still just under or too high. So I figured, you know what, I'm in no hurry to get this thing running at all. I'm just kind of tinkering with it right now. So the one side of the rotor cap there, it was stripped out when I took it off, and I had to put a nut underneath the bolt or the screw. Had a real good camera angle, working on the power steering lines. I think I'm removing a clamp that holds the lines together. This here's a vacuum pump that connects to my compressor, pulling out the power steering fluid out of the reservoir. Here again, removing the power steering lines. If I remember correctly, I was removing the fuel lines, disconnecting the fuel lines here. I think it's the supply and the return line. Going ahead to pull the coil off. So far it's gone pretty well. You know, this is, like I said, it's a project, it's fun. I'm in no hurry to get it done, so as long as it doesn't take up too much space in my garage. Again, I do plan to tear the whole thing apart. Here it is, where it left off. Got the distributor out. You can see quite a bit of damage from the rats pissing on the intake manifold there. Thanks for watching.